Hey guys, let's paint a Heliconia from the Brazilian rainforest. So I have two different colors of blue, one white, and I'm using a Blemish Santorini 4x4 square. I'm going to grab a scruffy brush that's just a El Cheapo from Joann's. And I got the light and the dark blue on purpose, although they're pretty similar in color, but we're going to add white too. So just doing some random strokes, kind of like making like a color wash background. I'm just going to add white, add light blue, add dark blue till I like it. And you can do the same thing. Here we go. Now, I really need to let this dry. It was probably about 2 hours or so. Now, I don't have really like a melon color that I care for, so I'm going to use Peaches and Cream and Cadmium Red Deep Hue. So let's mix those together. And since I'm winging it and this is the first time I've painted this, let's do it on a piece of paper so we don't royally mess it up. Okay, so this one stroke brush thing is really challenging for me. What you should be doing, what I'm doing incorrectly here, is you should have the flat side down and then twist it up at the end to make the little pointy thing. But if you don't do it correctly, you can go back and fix it, which I will show you on my actual piece. This is just practice to see what I'm doing. All right, so let's wing it. So I always start at the bottom, so let's do it flat, yes, and then curl it. All right, we're going in the right way. So this melon color is really cool with the peach and the red, and I'm going to show you too. I'm going to go back and grab some peach and red and add to those leaves, or excuse me, petals, because I think it's so pretty. There you go. There's some red, so let's grab some peach too. And this kind of looks like a mess, but that's okay because we're going to go back and work on it. Everything that we do is all for fun. Nobody expects anything super great. Okay, so here's two greens, light and dark. I think it's Hooker's green and medium green. Let's squirt those out, and oof, I forgot yellow, so let's grab that too. This is going to be a primary yellow. There we go. Primary yellow. So we have these three. I just have a little saucer with some foil on top so I don't have to wash my plate over and over again. So here's where I'm going to define the petals. So I'm kind of splitting those up and making them individual instead of kind of like blobbed together like it was when I was first painting the melon color. So add a little yellow right on the edge. Doesn't have to be on the blue part, just on the edge of your melon. Okay, yellow is complete. Still kind of looks sloppy, but don't worry about it. We're going to add some more stuff. So I didn't rinse my brush. I just put it right into the light green. If it picks up some of the yellow, I'm kind of fine with that too. So I'm going to go right back to where I was on the yellow, except for I'm going to leave the existing yellow and go right on the edge with the light green all the way around. And I'm going to make each one of these individual. So now it's not kind of like a big blob. There we go. We're getting the cone shape, the triangle shape. This is also referred to as like a lobster claw because of its shape. It's pretty cool. So here is a disposable eyeliner brush from Amazon. Super cool. So let's get some of that dark green. And I wanted a really thin line here. That's why I grabbed one of these. These are super cool brushes, super cheap. I think it's like $7 for 100 of them. So I'm just going around here and defining the outside of my light green. Just a little bit on the edge here. We don't need tons, and that's why I got this skinny little brush. And I'm really essentially going around what I've already done. Now it's starting to look better. And there we go for the top. Let's add a little bit more there. I'm liking the way this is turning out now. All right, so I'm kind of missing a little bit of that yellow. Yellow is very hard to show up, so I'm going back with my original brush that had the yellow and the green on it, and I'm just kind of adding a little bit for some depth. All right, let's get this teeny tiny brush. My Nana used to say this is sprigs. Let's do some sprigs all the way around. So you can skip this part if you don't like it. It's totally fine. I'm just trying to add a little bit of texture and a little bit of background, grassy stuff. So I'm going to go all the way around with the darker green. I like to do the dark first for things like this. And then I'm just going to kind of scoot some of that dark off and pick up some of the light green. And again, I'm not washing my brush. It's okay if multiple colors come through. Once you add a few different greens, it gives the thickness that you're looking for, and it's not so one-dimensional. All right, so let's scoot a little bit of that off, and let's do the same thing with yellow. There we go. We're getting some more color there. All of a sudden it's thickening. Of course, the yellow is very transparent, so you're not going to see like a ton of this, which is cool because we're also going to grab white and do the same thing. So let's just kind of squish that out. There's some white. Squirt. We don't have to wash our brush. Okay, so let's give each petal a little bit of definition. And of course, this isn't a realistic painting because I'm not a realistic painter. If you are a realistic painter, I'm sure that you'll find a much better tutorial. But I am an abstract painter with my acrylics, so that's kind of what you're getting here. What I'm doing here is giving each individual petal its own little highlights, giving it some character, some bright, some light. I do want to leave the melon color because I want that to show through. So let's add a little bit of this to our background, thicken it up a little bit more, make it bright and lively. And then you have your little quote-unquote sprigs complete. Boom, done. Now you have a Heliconia. Thanks so much for watching.